Hi, everybody. Welcome to Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. Busy Living Sober. It's episode 240. 240. Who could have thought 240 messages? Today, my topic is staying in the day and not carrying yesterday's baggage with us into today. It's really interesting. So when I first got sober, and there is this prayer, and it's called Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. And I've talked about it numerous times on the podcast, but I don't know if it's been actually recently that I've talked about yesterday, today, and tomorrow. But yesterday, today, and tomorrow is this prayer that, and I'm going to paraphrase, that yesterday's gone. There's no money in the world that's going to bring back yesterday. It's already gone. And tomorrow's not here. So all we have is today. And I read that every day because we say it after the end of the 12-step meeting that I started. We say it every day. But I still forget. I still forget because I still in my head throughout the day go back to stories that happened earlier that either I'm reliving and I'm rehashing and I'm laughing about because it was something really funny, or which this is mostly where I go. Why did I say that? Why did I do that? Why did that happen? Why couldn't it be different? Why isn't it different? What could I have done differently? Why was this the way it was? Why did that happen yesterday or 3 years ago or 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago? Or why did I first pick up that drink? Why? Why? And it's always about something that happened before. It's not, and I wish that it were on positive things. But sometimes it is. It's like if I did something really great, I'll think about that, or a great conversation I had with somebody, or have a really fun memory of something that happened with someone that I'm friends with. But fortunately or unfortunately, it's mostly old stuff that I carried from yesterday that I don't like about myself. So, how do I change that? How do I live in the moments? How do I get to this place where it's like, okay, yes, I started drinking at 13. Yes, I didn't stop drinking till I was 37. So here I am 15 years later, almost, God willing, 15 years later, that I still go back to think of these things that have happened in my past that I wish I could change. Instead of being like, today is a brand new day. I'm never having this day again. I am never having this time again, and embracing this moment. And that's something that I really want to work on, is staying in the moments, staying in the day, being where my feet are. Here are my feet. I'm all about being where my feet are. I have to be where my feet are. If I am where my feet are, then I can be happy, joyous, free. I don't have to be the person that did this or that before. I don't have to be this old tape I used to play all the time. Oh, this happened. I wish it was different. I wish this was different. I wish that definitely was different. All these wishing for things that aren't going to change. Isn't that kind of a waste of time? I never really thought about it so much as I have today. Like, it's such a waste of time. It's like, all these people say, if you knew you were going to die today, what would you do? Would you sit there and think about things that you wish you had done? Or would you get busy doing something? I hope I would get busy doing something. I hope I would not be sitting there going, oh, I wish I had gone kite surfing. And I never did. I don't really want to go kite surfing, by the way. But I wish that I had. And I think that I think that, there's so many things to do each day. As you can see, I'm painting something behind me. I started painting, even though I think I'm a good painter. I like it. I get lost in my paint. When I'm painting, I don't know what time it is. I have no idea where I am. I just get lost in just color. I just love color. Um, And I don't have to have that narrative. Is it good? Is it bad? Do I like it? Is it horrible? Is it this? It's like, it's me. It's me. It's so personal, right? It's what I do with the paintbrush in my hand and what I feel like doing. I think that the judgment we all have that we carry is like this lie. It's constantly a lie. The judgment is so wrong. My judgment just gets me in trouble because my judgment 9 out of 10 times is wrong, right? Because I look at things on such a minuscule scale. It's like, good, bad. Um, I was, I am an alcoholic. I said I'm not a drink in a long time, but I am that person that I was when I was 13 that was doing bad things and all that stuff. Like I carry that around like Linus and Snoopy. Linus always has his blankie and all of his dirt or dirt. What was his name? Dirt ball, whatever. All that dirt was following him. That's how we are if we walk around carrying our past of yesterday. We can't have any freedom. We can't have any peace. We can't have any like joy because we're not living in the moments. We're living in the past, wishing things away that aren't going to, we can't wish anything away. Nothing can change. It is what it is. It already happened. It's done. We're in today now. This is a new day. We get a new do-over. Doesn't that sound nice? A new do-over each day. I get to go try and do a better job than I did yesterday. I think that's what life is. I think life is being able, I think the people that are the joyous ones, the free ones, are the ones that can just live in each day. They don't need to go and regurgitate what happened in the past or and all this regret and all this remorse. And they don't have to go to this, what's going to happen tomorrow, because they're not there yet. Then we have dreams. We have dreams. But to be in the moment and do whatever you have to do to walk towards those dreams. But how do you walk towards those dreams? So if your dream is just to be peaceful, you wake up in the morning and you meditate. That's what I did today. I'm doing this Deepak and Oprah meditation. It's so good. So good. I have to tell you, it's really good. And it's inspired me because I I do believe that, my thinking is like not always right, right? My thinking's not always right. And the way I look at things is not always right. So I've got to get other people involved a lot of times and talk to other people about this is how I perceive this. Is this right or is this wrong? And 9 out of 10 times they put into perspective that it's not wrong. And nothing's wrong. Like it's wrong to kill someone. It's wrong, you know. I think it's wrong to I think it's wrong to hate ourselves. I don't think we're supposed to hate ourselves, even though so many of us do. I think it's wrong that we don't forgive ourselves. But it is so freaking hard to forgive ourselves and say, I did the best I could do. But today I just want to have joy. This life is short. The world is sick. People are sick. People do sick things. Sick things are happening. I feel like the media wants us to like hate each other. I think it just wants us to be like, like fighting each other. And I don't want to fight anybody anymore. I want to just go with each day. And what do I have to do in my little world, in my little thing? I mean, obviously, it's not a little world if you're out in public. So when I'm out in public, I want to be nice to people. I want to smile at people. I want to hold the door open. I want to say hi. And even though it's behind these crazy masks, I want to be able to be free. I was never free when I was drinking. Um, when we're in our addiction, at least I was, all I wanted to do was run. And I don't mean physically run because I don't physically run, but I mean mentally, emotionally. I just wanted to check out of here. And how do we check out of here without putting a spirit in our body or a drug? How do we do that? How do we get to this place where you're like, now, if a doctor is saying you need to take medication, take medication. I am not a doctor. I am not a lawyer. These are just my opinions. This is just works for me. But how do we get to this place that we get to live in the moments? How do we get to have today just be today in each moment? And if we find ourselves going back to these old stories of what it could have been, what it should have been, what we wish it was like, how do we change that? For one, I think that doing that, the ability to look at who we are and know that we're good. We're good. We aspire to be better. We listen to podcasts. We get together with other people. We want to have a new experience today. So, how do we have a new experience today? How do we do that? And I think the way we start is being in our feet just today. And that minute our head goes to, oh, I wish I could have, or I hope for this and there, we go, no, 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 no. We're just right here. And this takes time. It takes practice. I mean, Buddhists do this, takes practice for a long time for Buddhists. Look at, they go live and they don't speak for long periods of time, and they don't talk, they don't speak, they don't, they just sit alone for a long period of time. I could never do that. I've tried it. I did one day of not talking. It was hard. At the end, I did say I couldn't do it. But being in this place of like, yeah, this is who I am. I already do, but do I have to live by who that is? Do I have to live by what society calls, what words say, what word definitions say? I don't really have to. I mean, yeah, I'm an alcoholic, big deal. Okay, next, but that's not, who am I? Is that me? Is that you? Are you an alcoholic? Are you a drug addict? Is that number one? Or are you whatever your first name is? So I'm just going to call, so I'm Elizabeth. I'm just Elizabeth. And Elizabeth could have a story that could go, but what do I want my story to be today? I want my story to be, I got up, I meditated, I did podcasts, I painted, I got outside and I did something physical. It's all about each day. It's like, what are you going to do for your day to take care of you? So, like, this disease and being human is like, okay, so it's spiritual, it's physical, it's emotional, it's there's these components that you need to take care of each day to make sure that you have a great day, right? And sometimes, at least for me, I like to do the same things a lot of the time, all the time. I mean, I don't mean the same things. Like, I'm not going to paint the same picture today, tomorrow, or whatever. But I mean, like, so what do I need to do to make sure I feel okay in this body? This body, which for so long I didn't even know. I had no idea. If you had asked it when I came in from drinking, I was like, what are you feeling? I had no idea what a feeling was. Um, I still some days don't. Had to ask my daughter what a panic attack was. I had no idea. But going to this place, like, so what do I need to do? I need to have something that's spiritual. So I meditate every morning. And it started in the beginning for a minute. In the very beginning, I used to be able to meditate for 1 minute. 1 minute, that was maybe even sometimes 30 seconds. And my head would go to all these different things about what I had to do. And, oh, I have to go to make dinner. I have to go. But at least I took that time, that 30 seconds or that 60 seconds or 120 seconds, depending on where you are in your life. But taking that time where you're just going to breathe. I mentioned this the other day. I saw a commercial that was like, you could buy something that made you breathe. Well, I don't think you need an Apple Watch. Even though whatever. You don't need an Apple Watch. You don't need anything. All you need is like just a regular clock that's got a tick, 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 or a second hand on something, or you can just count in your head. Like, if you just sit there and count in your head to 30, that can be your meditation. You don't need anything. You need nothing. You can go breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, and get to 30. That's your meditation. You'll be like, no, it has to be more complicated. It does not have to be any more complicated than that. That is it. Just breathe in, out, in, out, in, out. Then there's this thing called prayer. All right, how do you pray? Like for me, prayer, it's interesting. I was reading this book with some friends yesterday called Breathing Underwater. I have this little book club. So we were reading this book, Breathing Underwater, and it's by this priest. And he talks about all different ways, but we were talking about prayer and meditation. And prayer, the disciples, when they're writing the Bible, were like, I need something that I can say. I need a prayer. What are we going to say? We're going to say, and he was like, well, you can say the Our Father, whatever it is, out loud, and everybody can hear it. But your prayer, your personal prayer, can be anything. So you can pray that you don't drink today. You don't pick up a drug today. That was my prayer. That was my prayer all the time. I don't want, God, please help me stay sober today. That was my prayer. There was nothing bigger than that. It would be like, and sometimes I get on my knees. If it was really bad, I get on my knees. But most times before I got out of bed, I'd be like, God, please just help me not drink today. God, please just help me not drink today. And you might not believe, you might be like, well, I don't believe in God. Well, I don't believe in this. Well, maybe pray to the sunrise that sunrise, help me not drink today. Because the sun comes out for everyone. It doesn't matter what denomination you are. It doesn't matter what you believe in. The sun is rising as we speak out my window. You can see it. The light's coming in. Having that ability to say, all right, sunrise, help me not drink today. Okay. Or drug today. That's a huge thing. That can be your prayer. It doesn't have to be some ritual of getting up, putting on some sort of costume outfit that you're going to wear to some building where you're going to see other people and talk to these other people and get on your knees and do some sort of ritual that makes it okay to pray. God's everywhere if you believe that. God, good orderly direction, the universe, let's say the stars, they're everywhere. So, right, we just don't see them right now because the sun is out. But having that sense that I'm just going to say to whatever is out there, help me not to drink. It's humbling. And you might say, well, what's humbling? I didn't understand what humble, I thought humble was a negative connotation. I thought it was a bad word, humble. Who wants to be humbled? Well, being humbled is like just to ask for help. That's humbling. It's like I'm thinking less of me and more of somebody else, that I'm really going to reach out for help. Help me. Help me. Help me. Okay. That's a prayer. It doesn't have to be anything major. So you can do the meditation thing, which is the breathing. It's going to calm your heartbeat down. It's going to get you just centered. And all you need to do is sit in a chair. If you have to go into a closet, if you have to go into your bathroom and just sit on the bathtub lip so you can be by yourself, wherever it is that you can just go take that time and just breathe. Okay, that's your meditation. Number 2 is doing this prayer, sort of prayer thing. Even though it might not feel comfortable in the beginning, it's just like, you know what? It's just thinking of something that's out there that's bigger. And maybe it's the sun, and maybe it's the moon. Maybe it's the stars. Maybe it's a person that's passed away that you just want to think about, that you know is in heaven or is no longer walking on this planet, and you want to think of them. The semantics don't matter. The words don't matter. It's what you want to believe in your heart. And being just in today. So you do those things, you start your day doing those things, which take about 2 minutes, maybe maximum 2 minutes. That's like maybe 2 minutes, not even, probably a minute, probably 30 seconds of the praying, of the breathing, and then 30 seconds of saying, not even 20 seconds, 10 seconds to say, help me, don't drink, do drugs. That's it. Nothing else. It just brings you to this place like, okay, I'm just in today. Now your head's going to go, well, you're this and you're that, because it's in between. Here is where the problem is. It's in this thing that we carry on our shoulders and on our neck, this thing, this brain that brings up these stories. We're in control of the stories. So we need to say, okay, no, I don't want to go to that story right now. I'm going to start doing something else. Now, if that means kicking a wall or a sofa or so you know that you're not in that story anymore, brings you to right now. Whatever you need to do to bring you right now, right now. I don't want to go to that story. Brain, I don't want to go relive that story right now. I don't want to. I'm not doing it. I'm not going down that rabbit hole again. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do this. And that's why getting creativity, like doing something, is so important. Doing something. And you're going to be like, well, what if I don't want to do anything? I get you don't want to do anything. So what if you could just go outside and you walk around the perimeter of wherever you live? You just walk around. And it's spring now. We just had the first day of spring a couple of days ago. So you can go outside, even if it's cold, even if it's snowing, even if it's raining, you can go outside and just look. And if you have to count how many colors of green you see, now you might say there's no green. Well, then how many colors of brown are there? How many colors of white are there? How many shades of gray are there? Count that. If you're counting that, you're not thinking about anything else. You're counting. You're like, oh, there's 1, 2, 3. All these ways that bring you back into your body and take control of this head. Because this born forgetter I have, like yesterday's gone. I keep going, but why do I keep going to want to play it? No, I want to learn from yesterday, but I don't want to go back and try to change something that I can't change. It's already done. It's already done. It's already happened. It's already happened. So I just want to be in today. Today's the gift. But again, I have the born forgetter that says, oh, no, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. I can live in today. I can live in today. As hard as it is, I can live in today. And when our brain goes to the future, oh, it might be like this, it might be like that. Well, if it isn't like that, is that going to change you? Does it change you if it isn't that way? Like whatever's meant to be will be. I believe that. So you're going to walk today and you're just going to walk today. You're going to do your meditation, breathing. You're going to do that little prayer and you're going to get outside. Getting outside. Now you can take that extreme of like walking outside. You could go as much as you can go for a run. You can go for a walk. You can do, you can go meet a friend. You can hold the door open at a grocery store. You can go to a coffee shop. You can do a lot of things that will get you out of here, get you outside. I know right now, things are starting to open up, I think, in the Northeast, it sounds like, and in other places, I think it's starting to open up. So get out there and see, enjoy what's outside your door. Because when we stay in here, in these four walls, and just in here, our sickness can't get better because the sickness is the ism. It has nothing to do about the alcohol or the drugs. The alcohol or the drugs are just what you take to deal with this. When there's other things you can do. Obviously, if you see a doctor and the doctor prescribes you to take different certain drugs then so that this slows down, that's your business. But if it's just that you want to just quiet it, breathe, get in today, see what happens today, see what happens. Doing nothing is doing something. Saying, I don't know what I want to do. I'm going to tell you another huge tool for me that gets me into action is writing. I am a huge writer. I have journals all over the place. I'm not going to show you a journal, but I don't even have one in here, but I have a bunch in the thing behind me. But writing is huge, and writing, and you don't have to read it to anybody. Okay. You don't have to read it to anybody, but it gets it out of here. It gets it on paper, and then you can see if it makes sense what you're thinking. And I'd say 9 out of 10 times when I'm writing, things come up that just give me peace. If I have some thought that keeps running through my head that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've tried to breathe this out. I can't let this go. I want to change this thought. And most times it's something negative about myself. I'm going to give you an example. So I'd met somebody on the golf course. Because a new person, I thought she was kind of cool. I was like, oh, I want to be friends with this. I would like to get to know this person better. I'd asked her if she wanted to play golf with me another time. She said, sure. And I'd reached out to her and I texted her. And I didn't hear a response. So I thought, oh, she probably doesn't like me because she's going to know who I am, right? She's going to not gonna like me. She didn't like me. Or she's just too busy. She's just too busy. Why didn't she respond to my text? Whatever. She doesn't like me. And 3 days later, I got a text message from a totally number. I didn't know idea what the phone number was. Hey, it's da 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 da. I just wanted to see, are you serious? You want to play golf? And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now my brain, because I put the phone number wrong in my phone, which is totally normal, right? People do that all the time. We put wrong numbers in and we're like, oh my gosh, why didn't that person contact me? Well, I put the number in wrong. Would I ever have thought that that was it? No, it always goes back to, no, I'm not worthy. I can't have a friend. Nobody's going to like me really because of me. But the reality is that that's my sick thinking. My thinking is still sick. I put down a drink almost 15 years ago, but the ism is still there. It's learning to live in this and go, okay, see, I'm totally wrong. What I think about myself is wrong. I am a good person. But if I keep playing these tapes from yesterday, I'm never going to feed this good part of me that is truly good. So I'm wrong. I'm wrong. 9 out of 10 times I'm wrong about what other people think about me. What other people think about me is none of my business too. Is that going to affect my day? My day needs to be beautiful. My day needs to be filled with joy. My day needs to be filled with rich, exciting things. I'm alive. There's so much to do in this 18 hours that I'll be awake today. What is that going to be? Is it going to be me regressing and wishing that this time that before? Yeah, I'm an alcoholic. Okay, check, done. Okay, is that going to change anything? No, that's what am I going to do about it? I'm not going to drink because I know if I drink, there's no light. It's all dark. So I want light. How am I going to feed the light? How am I going to get that light that's coming in the window right now? How am I going to get that joy? How am I going to get that happiness? How am I going to like me? By taking the time and doing this stuff and going, I'm not going to believe the lies that my head tells me. I'm not going to go down these rabbit holes. I'm not going to do all these things. I know my body wants to do it. I know my body wants to go to the negative, but I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to go to the positive. As uncomfortable as that is, I'm going to go to the positive. And I have to write gratitude. So not only do I write what's going on in my head, but I always write a gratitude list every day, 5 things I'm grateful for. And some things that I write down are so mundane and stupid, and I do them every day. Like, I'm grateful I got outside and put my hands in the dirt. That to me is a big thing. I love to get my hands in the dirt. And every time I do it, I'm like, oh my gosh, why don't I do that more often? So I'm grateful I put my hands in the dirt. I'm grateful I stopped to listen to the birds. Birds are singing all over the place these days, you guys. The birds are out and they are having a party. And you can enjoy the party by listening. You're obviously not going to go and get involved with the bird party, like going with the birds, but to hear them, it brings me joy. Listening to that, listening to the birds will bring you joy. There's so many free things that you can do to bring you joy. Tell me what's going to bring you joy. Will you write to me? Somebody wrote to me this morning and I want to say thank you. They said that they listen to me every morning and that it's helping them. And I'm very happy to hear that it's helping you. And I'm here and I will be back next week, God willing. And, I just want everybody to know you're not alone. We all are like on this road, but we want to be loving towards each other, not hating towards each other. And don't pick up a drink today. Don't pick up a drug today. And if you do that, it makes you a winner. That's all you got for me today. And please reach out to me at Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com. BizzyLivingSober.com. And it's Bizzy, Bizzy, at BizzyLivingSober.com. And if you forget that, you can always email me at Elizabeth at ElizabethChance.com. It all goes to the same place. And reach out, pick up the phone. Don't pick up a drink or a drug. Reach out to somebody, even if it's me. You can write me an email. You can even write me an email and send it to me and say, please don't respond. But I just had to get this out of my head. Do that. Take the time. Get this on paper out of you and enjoy the day. Enjoy where your feet are. Seize the day. All right, everybody. Thanks for listening. This was episode 240. Can't believe it, 240 episodes. But until next time, keep getting busy, living sober. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care.